Hey guys, it's Sav here and welcome to an exclusive hands-on that I grabbed yesterday. I got a chance yesterday to head over to the Apollo in London as the Nintendo Switch had a very exclusive hands-on for the world, and it was amazing. I played so many different games. I'll talk about those later on, but more importantly, I got a chance to play Zelda Breath of the Wild. All this you're seeing right now, guys, is game capture that I took yesterday. This is all my own gameplay, so I hope you guys enjoy this little insight into how the game was, how it plays, and what it looks like. It was a really great day at the Apollo. As I said, there was loads of chances to play different games, the likes of some of the 1-2 Switch games, the 6 inbuilt games with the Nintendo Switch that comes out with the console on March 3rd. This, Zelda Breath of the Wild, is actually one of those games, one of the launch titles that comes out on March 3rd. There was a chance to play Arms, this big kind of fighting game where you got the little Switch controllers in your hand, like you're fighting in the air against your opponents. It's really, really good fun. Mario Kart 8 was there. There was no Super Mario Odyssey, sadly. There was a trailer for it, like a little kind of cinema area. You could sit down and watch like a really nice trailer. It looks unbelievable, really does. But it wasn't there to play, sadly. But it gets me even more excited that we get a chance to play it soon. Okay, let's look at Zelda now and look at some of the great things that are available in the game. So right here, right now, you're seeing the Sheikah Slate in front of you, okay? Now, Zelda's obviously a game about Link and his wonderful adventures, and this is actually the 19th installment in the Zelda series. It's actually the first that's been developed purely in HD, which is awesome. This Sheikah Slate right here, you can see me kind of messing around and get to know the controls, is your tablet, your access to the map of the world of Hyrule to look around, check out what there is in the vicinity. You can put kind of like map. You can check map quests and put waypoints that you want to go and reach and look for things on your map display. You'll see in a short while. But the Sheikah Slate is basically a cute way of being your navigation system, which isn't weird that he suddenly has this random map that pops up that you can use to kind of direct you where you need to go. Here's some classic 360 views of the environment. Now the graphics is one thing I'll chat about as well, because obviously the Nintendo Switch is brand new console. There's been loads people are talking about the likes of how you can take it from one place to another. You can take it on journeys and plug it in one place. You can use the nunchuck controls on the side, as well as you can use the actual tablet as your screen or a TV screen. There's loads of different things the console does, but the actual graphics itself on the game is probably something that's really important, actually, because obviously we're so used to using the likes of the PS4 Pro now. Xbox One is delivering all the goods. There are so many consoles that are really putting out an amazing graphical output, and you want to hope for the same thing for Nintendo as well, which is very much based a lot of the time on more kind of animated graphics, more kind of like cartoon, less perfected pixeled graphics, but more kind of focusing on kind of gameplay and fun family party play as opposed to kind of like the more hardcore play. Some Nintendo fans are going to kill me for saying that, but it's out there. I've said it. That's how I feel, at least, anyway. So this is obviously this is the beginning of the game here, and the plot is very important. And as we go through, you're going to see some things unfold. This all here, right here, is what was available yesterday. Now, as I said, the open world side of things with regards to Zelda, Breath of the Wild, is a big deal, because this is supposed to be 12 times larger a game world than the Twilight Princess. Okay, so this is supposed to be an absolutely enormous landscape, and you're going to see actually very shortly me go into this world and just see the scale of it and what is out there. With regards to the story, so let's take a look. So you can see here, Link has suddenly woken up from 100 years slumber. He's been asleep for a century, the lazy so-and-so. A whole century he's been asleep for, okay? This Link awakes to a voice that he suddenly hears, which guides him around the kingdom of Hyrule throughout the course of the game, as we're led to believe. There's an old man we're going to meet very shortly, an old guy who suddenly tells me about this big entity. Obviously, Ganon is the quintessential Zelda villain. Ganon is now called Calamity Ganon. He sounds like he's a fun guy. He sounds funny. He's anything but. He's like a giant smoky dragon thing. And he's been held up in Hyrule Castle, and the whole point of the game is to defeat him before he regains power and comes back. And here we see that amazing landscape, the amazing world of Breath of the Wild. Look at that. It looks amazing. It looks beautiful. The volcanoes are Mordor in the distance there. It looks epic. And I was kind of blown away at that kind of scale. Because so used to the kind of Zelda games of past, which are a lot smaller, This one is absolutely massive, and there's ruined churches you can see here. You can see the rolling hills, the beautiful kind of the clouds moving. There's the creepy, weird old guy who we're going to, he's not creepy, a little bit, who we're going to go and see. And we're obviously here on the Great Plateau now, and you can see the icon on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. That is my map. You can go on that Sheikah Slate, and you can input waypoints to find where you need to go, certain items and things as you go as well. Bit more of a 360 to you guys here as well, just to take a look at the beautiful surroundings, the environment. Oh, it's so beautiful. I was looking graphically at things like the shadows and stuff, and just checking out like how good the graphics are, because they've gone for this very different graphical style. Kind of, it's not cel shaded, but it's something a bit different. It's definitely got that kind of anime kind of feel to it, that vibe to it. I was looking at like the shadow of Link right there on the hilltop there. It's a little bit pixelated. It's not quite perfect. Is that on purpose? I don't know. I love the way the sunlight reflects off of Link wherever he's standing and things as well. That looks great. But graphically, I think a lot of us yesterday there, including a lot of influencers and some of the YouTube guys as well, we were all kind of chatting about this. It doesn't look quite as... Oh, squirrel! It doesn't look quite as breathtaking as we were hoping. Whether that's going to change, whether this is kind of like a kind of a demo before it actually goes live, like a beta, I don't know. But... Oh, I found a baked apple. Great. This is the old guy who basically is going to give us some info. I don't know why. I got this feeling from this bloke that he is going to be... This bloke. He is going to be a little bit sinister. There's something a bit you could that shady bit of a cape over his eye there. He looks a little bit dodge. I don't know what is gonna unfold, but he could be some kind of minion of Calamity Ganon's. We don't know yet. We don't know, but that could be the case. But he's ultimately adding to that story that obviously that Calamity Ganon has been trapped in Hyrule Castle, and he's going to break out real soon unless we find a way of stopping him. By no means is that Hyrule Castle, that's a temple, but that's what we need to do, is try and stop Calamity Ganon. We're going to see a bit later on, you'll see later on what he looks like. Imagine the giant smoke monster from Lost, but with a dragon's face. It's pretty much the gist of it. So I set out into the Everglades here. I've got my first woodcutter's axe here. I'm loving the axe. And it was giving you, it's kind of like a tutorial about how to use things, how to attack enemies, collect stuff. And the controls I actually use the main gamepad with the kind of the nunchucks as well that you get with the Nintendo Switch, and it was really simple to use. It was a really simple device. It wasn't too small. It was kind of just big enough for my hands to not feel like it was, this sounds like really simplistic here, and like, talking about how my fingers wrapped around the pads. But I've got, normal sized hands. It was perfect. It felt really easy to use, and wasn't too troublesome or fiddly. I think fiddly is something that we don't want. You want sturdy. I remember when the Xbox One came out, I first used that Xbox controller. It didn't feel like very expensive to me. It felt a little bit like kind of plasticky. The PS4 one, I felt a lot better, a lot sturdier. This felt sturdy too. I didn't, for any second did I think this control was a little bit nammy-pammy. It's good. It's great. I liked it. You can see Zelda, Link's got this kind of ability to climb up mountains and walls and things as well. Really simply by just tapping the X button, you can climb up different walls and scavenge here and there. Same with swimming as well. You get a bit of a boost. And when you're on the ground like this now, you can press the X button. You can actually run fast as well. It's your you can see that kind of dial that comes up. That is showing you my stamina, if you will, how fast I can run around. A bit more of another environmental landscape. Looking back now, I'm looking back at how much time I spend just looking at the environment and doing these pans across the views here. I think it looks great. But I'm following my Sheikah Slate right now, trying to find my way over to that shrine that I've got to get to. You can open up your adventure log. This adventure log kind of sets out what your quests are, your main quests, your side quests. Lets you know exactly what you need to do. Obviously, this is mine. I need to follow the Sheikah Slate where it's telling me to go. Like I'm doing it like 9 times. Okay, well, this is ultimately what the Sheikah Slate does. It's really cool. The Shrine of Resurrection is where I'm at right now. Follow to the Sheikah Slate, and that is my next objective. I quite like the idea they brought into this with the Sheikah Slate. I think it's cool, and in terms of obviously it's not a weapon, but it can do a lot of really cool stuff. The Sheikah Slate itself can be upgraded throughout the course of the game, guys. So it's one of these things where obviously it's a map system first and foremost, but you can upgrade it to gain new powers such as making bombs. You can do things like stopping time enemies, objects, and slowing down things, which is quite cool. Kind of matrixy. I like that. Oh, my first enemy. Yes, giant orange club guy who looks like a Stitch, but like he's drank some secret ooze and become this weird mutant guy, like Bebop and Rocksteady. But it was an easy enemy to kill. My first one, use the axe, job done, he's gone. I got myself a shell. Oh, a Boblikin horn. Same thing. But yeah, so with the Sheikah Slate, making bombs, stopping time, and it acts as a magnet and that kind of stuff too. But the weapon, speaking of the axe is one of those things as well, where it's not the only weapon in the game. There are loads of different weapons you can get, like makeshift weapons. You'll see some of them a bit later on that I found as well during my time with the game. We all got like 20 minutes hands-on time with the game. That was it. And I managed to actually finish the demo. Woo! Which is a rarity for me, actually finishing anything in video games. I actually managed to finish this as well, so you'll see kind of where they let us kind of play on the axes they gave us at the exclusive hands-on at the Apollo with the Nintendo Switch. In terms of the different weapons, you see the axe there. There's swords. There's things like tree branches. They've all got different abilities as well. Although over time they do kind of lose, very similar to like Dark Souls or something. They actually over time they'll break, snap. You can't use them anymore, and they're very kind of, you can't just keep the same thing and keep using the same sword throughout the course of the game. You've got to keep upgrading and changing things all the time. These different weapons can be used for different kind of abilities as well, such as tree branches, for instance, can be used to light fires. You can light fires with tree branches. That's really handy as well. I didn't get one in my demo. Really devastated I didn't do this, but apparently shields can also be used as snowboards. How wicked is that? You can actually use shields as snowboards and ride down the hills. If you're not one for like Zelda games, but you do love yourself, you know, extreme winter sports games, this will appeal to you as well. Okay, it'll appeal to you as well. Maybe. But that's one of the things you can do with these different weapons. Just one of the small examples that you can do. In terms of abilities, though, Amiibos are accessible as well to get and to use with this game. So, Amiibos, you can pick them up. You can obviously get like pixelated Amiibo, like the pixelated Zelda. You can get woodcutter Zelda. All these different Link characters, sorry, that you can grab, and they have little abilities. Like one of them will give you kind of like, you know, health every certain amount of time. One of them will be able to kind of give you a power boost, that kind of stuff. You can get those and add those to the gameplay to add some more upgrades as well. So as you can see, there are lots of different ways you can play the game. Lots of ways you can give yourself a little bit of a boost. And although they're not in-game purchases, they're kind of like you can get extras to help you on your way if you want to, basically. I found my way down this mountain now. I kind of got curious. I started sliding down the mountain and just trying to attack rocks, apparently. What was I thinking? There was an enemy up here, and I thought I'll go and give him. I only saw like 3 or 4 enemies in the entire course of this map. That's one thing that actually surprised me. There wasn't really that much to kill or get. Whether or not that changes over time, that's one thing I just did there as well, guys. I held down the attack button. You can get a super power slam attack move as well. If you hold it down, the longer you hold it down, the quicker and the more powerful your strikes are. But that's one thing I was kind of surprised about, was the fact that for a demo, there weren't that many accessible enemies to attack, really, which I was a bit gutted about. We only really saw the kind of the weird Stitch orange guys. But you saw there as well in the menu, there are upgrades and customization options at the course of the game. You're picking up, you know, I've obviously got my shirt and trousers. I started off the game at the very beginning here and just a pair of pants. So you can, you know, you can find like pairs of trousers and shirts and that kind of thing. Upgrade different characteristics to kind of make Link your own, really. You don't have to kind of follow the kind of quintessential Link look. You can do kind of whatever you want and make Link your own character, which I think is quite cool, because in this day and age, everything's about customization, baby. We love customization. That is what we're really all about. And here, you can do that with Link, which is really, really cool. At the actual event itself, at the exclusive kind of hands-on that we had, it was a really nice setup. Like we had, obviously there was things like fish and chips and all that kind of stuff. Like you could help yourself to, and that kind of thing is like kind of fun little party snacks and stuff as well. I'm actually doing a vlog. I vlogged the entire thing. I'm going to put that on my channel as well. If you want to check that out, you can do so. That will be up very shortly. You can just check that. I'll put a link actually in the description below, so you guys can check that. Have a look at the vlog if you like of what the actual event looked like, and you can see what the Zelda and Breath of the Wild setup looked like when you're walking around and looking at different things. But they had like a nice area in the middle of the actual Apollo itself, like the kind of like the main area. They had the switch up games, and these 1-2 switch games are really cool. These were actually probably one of the things that blew me away the most out of the course of the ooh, there's another squirrel. He's curious. He's run away. Obviously you can hear there's lots of kind of rumbling right now. What is this rumbling? Yo, new enemies! I didn't even notice this guy. There's Blue Stitch guy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. A palace has risen from... You can just see... I mean, look at the size of this place. I think this is just the first little mini-world, though. This is what I was looking forward to. The Snow Kingdom, the Antarctic area. There's Mordor and all its glory. That kind of wintry That Winterfell kind of look. I thought that would look amazing. I wish I had a chance to play on that, and that's one of the worlds I'm looking forward to playing in Breath of the Wild when it comes out. It looks really cool. But with these mini kind of moments, I think we're just setting up the game and what was coming my way. But as I was saying about the 1-2 Switch games, there were these really cool games. There was one like we played like a ninja game. One of you's got it's kind of like it's easy party games you can play one-on-one, where I have like two of you are like cowboys, where you're kind of standing there with your controls in one hand, and as soon as you hear the console say draw, you quickly draw your weapons, and the first person to click the button and shoot each other is the winner. Same with like a ninja game, you've got to try and catch the sword before the person attacks you. There was also a milking game. Yeah, a milking game. They gave us straw hats and the whole shebang. You kind of milk a cow the fastest time possible. I mean, bonkers, but thus is Nintendo, and that's why we love them so. We love you guys. It was just awesome, and obviously Zelda was one of the only games you could capture. Splatoon 2 was there as well. Didn't get a chance to play that, but it looked great, and Splatoon was so much fun the first time around. It looked really, really good, but as I said, it was a really brilliant day, and thank you to Nintendo and all those guys for inviting us down there to check it out. It was so much fun. For me, my verdict on Zelda and Breath of the Wild, I thought it looked really good. Not quite as I imagined. The trailers, I think, have made it look a little bit better than it did on the actual day itself. Here you can actually see Calamity Ganon in all his glory, looking pretty menacing. See? Smoke monster from Lost with a dragon face. I told you! With a bit of red chucked in as well. There we go. That'll be Calamity Ganon right there. But it was a really great experience to get a chance to play the game ahead of time, over a month ahead of the actual launch day, almost 2 months actually. It looked beautiful. It felt really great to play. It felt like a Zelda game as well. It felt like a Zelda game. For me, I'm more familiar and more into the older, more retro style top-down ones, which I really like the actual first and second, and maybe even third. I mean, Link to the Past is like my favourite game ever. So it was a great game. I love those kind of the SNES kind of versions as well. But this, for me, is I think going to be the biggest game that they have coming out on launch day. The one that everyone's really looking to play. This and Super Mario Odyssey, obviously, are the two big ones, the two biggest franchises, the absolute Don Corleones of the Nintendo universe. And they'll kill it, I've no doubt, because this felt good. The reception of everyone felt really good too. I was really impressed. Here comes the old guy with the parachute, as he does. You know, he's an old guy. He uses a cane, but he can also use a parachute. He's multitasking. See, he's a fibber. He's a liar. He's sinister. I knew it. But this has been a link. This has been a Link to the Past. This has been Breath of the Wild. I hope you've enjoyed this insight. This isn't all my original gameplay, as I said, that I captured yesterday. I somehow managed to finish the demo in about 19 minutes. I could have just not done the story and gone and explored, but I chose to do this instead. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, put a big like on the video. Please subscribe for more, and make sure to check out that vlog too. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys soon. I'm Sav. Stay savage. I'll see ya.